It's great to be here. You know, I was excited to be speaking anyway, but when Dina said she was here to expose herself, I was thinking, yes! Good evening, you know? Is that after? Okay, some of you are not hearing Dina say I got a background in professional sport. I'll get that out of the way because usually there's some sports people in the audience and they're thinking, you know, Gareth Davis, I wonder what sport it was. It was soccer, football, so I think, you know, Gareth Davis, football, doesn't really ring a bell. Well, oh, you know, nothing.
Keep speaking.
You know, Gareth Davis, football, I don't remember that. I don't remember who did he play for. And in fact, it was, I played up front, you know, striker for Cardiff City when we were known as Cardiff City Nil. Okay? So for those of you who can't remember my name, there's no wonder. I didn't score any goals for him, and it was only for a really short time. But I learned a lot in getting there. I want to take you back this evening on to a couple of goals that I had in sport and how I've used you know, that experience to do what I've done in property, which I'll talk to you a bit about as well. Thank you. Okay, when you were 10, what did you want to do? I'm going to pick on a couple of people, right? What did you want to do when you were 10? Just have fun. What specifically? Anyone want to do? Hey, can anyone want to be Batman when they were 10? Yeah, nobody? We wanted to be a film star, or a football player, or you know, be a millionaire. Anyone want to be a millionaire when they were 10? They thought, well, okay, I want loads of money because I want to travel, have cars, you know. Oh, yeah, scratching your head. That means you put your hand up.
I want to be a racing driver.
Want to be a racing driver? Okay, fantastic. Yes, Brian.
I want to fly fast jets.
Fast jets.
Jacques Cousteau. I wanted to be Jacques Cousteau.
Oh, you want to do the scuba diving and yeah?
I wanted to be an international horse rider.
Okay, we've all got these, you know, and some of them are huge goals, and some of them are small. But one thing in common with all of us is we all, when we were 10 years old, we all believed that was going to happen. Okay, or 8 years old, or 7, or probably finished about 11. And this was mine. Okay, this is the Cardiff Schools football team at under 11, which is quite a long time ago, in 1970, 71. And this was me looking out into the future. Whoops. This is me looking out into the future, and all I wanted was 4 things. Number 1, be a professional football player. Number 2, play for the best team anywhere in the world, which was Cardiff City Football Club. Which was play at their home ground, which was then, anyone know it? Million Park, yeah. Played at Million Park, because I grew up about 2 miles from the ground. And the 4th thing was to pick up the World Cup for Wales. What are you laughing at? Do you know, they always laugh when I see that in England. What's wrong with you guys? Okay? Yeah, so, but when you're a kid, you know, everything's going to happen anyway, isn't it? And what you don't think of is, well, let's see what you do think of. You think of what you want, number 1. What you want. And number 2, you always know as a kid, you know, why you want it. So that was my dream. That was me in the centre there, captain of Cardiff Boys at under 11 in 1971. Just to give you a little bit of background now, I'm a director of a photographic business. That's what I've been working today in Cardiff at Colour Photo. It's a school photography business which looks after about 800 schools in South Wales in the west, and I look after a little outlet we got in close to me in Glasgow and Edinburgh, so I get to travel to Scotland a couple of times. I do some speaking and training. I have a multi-level marketing business. I think that industry is amazing. I've learned so much from that particular industry and continue to do that. And these are my 4 children, and this is my wife Elaine. And the reason I put those up there is because I'm going to be talking about goal setting and for you and your property goals, perhaps if that's what you want to focus on tonight. And when you choose a goal, whether it's in property or out of property, and you can fix someone else's face to it, who you love, that will give you massive leverage on achieving that goal. Okay, massive leverage. I've just had, I shared this with Dina, and we've got sort of something in common. I don't know if this crowd know about your son, about your son, nothing about you exposing yourself. And well, it was a similar goal, and through the help of someone else in this group, the audience tonight, I'll talk about later, is one of those significant goals for my family was achieved just a few days ago when I dropped my youngest son off at a school that he set his heart on going to last November. We planned that out, and we did this, okay? We decided what we wanted, and we knew why. He knew why. He knew, I want to go there because it's the best place for me to go because I want to be a professional footballer. He knows he wants to be a professional footballer, so he wanted to go to this particular school, okay? So I was fortunate on Sunday, I actually took him down. It was a realisation of that particular dream. So, who's seen this guru goal setting system, or heard it, or listened to it on a CD, or been to a seminar when someone said, to get what you want, you decide what you want, you write it down, you visualise it daily, you affirm daily, you develop a plan, you do some work, you check your progress, you do some more work, you celebrate your success. Who's seen something like that, or similar in the past, or heard something? Yeah, right, nearly everyone. Okay, so I've got a question for you. If you've already seen that stuff, why aren't you doing everything on there and achieving everything that you want? And I'm assuming that we're all human in here, and we're not all doing everything on there every single day and achieving the things that we really want. Even though we've been heard, who's heard it or read it or listened to it or watched someone more than once go through something like this? Okay, that's, again, most of us. So this is what I call the guru goal setting system, and it works because there's loads of great people who have taught this stuff. So why didn't I get what I wanted straight away? Well, I made 3 really big mistakes in property over the recent years, over the last probably 5 years. Fortunately, I got over them, and I'm going to try and go through just 3 of them at the moment, just so hopefully it'll give you, you know, maybe you recognise some stuff that you're perhaps doing there yourself, and help you to get over them. Okay? So, I'd like you to, have you got, if you can have something to write on, even if it's tiny, and something to write with, because what I'd like you to do, if you've got someone close to you who's got a bit of paper, just scrounge a bit of paper off them, or write on the back of someone's shirt, or on the tablecloth, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I was joking about the tablecloth, actually, because we are in Uxbridge Golf Club after all. Okay, what I'd like you to do is just write down 3 places. If you haven't written it down, it's great if you can. We can do it later. But just think about it. 3 places you'd like to go in the next 12 months. I've just been to Croatia for 10 days. It was absolutely fantastic. Just think about it if you don't have the and three things you'd like to have in the next 12 months.
Do you mean physical things?
Yep.
Does it matter?
Yep. And 3 things you'd like to do in the next 12 months. And 3 things you'd like to become in the next 12 months. Now, when I first saw this, did this exercise about 15 years ago, I have 4 children, as you've seen, and I wanted to become a better dad. So it's a trait that you want to develop. Okay, you all done that? Okay, why haven't you all done that already? No, it's a serious question. Why haven't you already?
Don't know what they are.
Why don't you know what they are?
It's not the funny
Okay. If you were 10 and I asked those questions, how quick would you have find out those answers? Yeah? Now, I want to show you what's happening there. You know what I said here? The number one thing is to decide what you want. And the second thing then is to decide why you want that. But most of you, because looking around the room, I would say most people in here are human, right? Which is good. But has anyone in this room ever been told no before now? Yeah? Someone did some study, and by the time we're 5, we've been told no 50,000 times or something like that, okay? Anyone in here ever made a mistake before now? Yeah? Yeah, a few people too, okay. So, because we've made these mistakes over our lives, because we've been told no, 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 okay? You know, it changes the way we think. So when I asked you about what you wanted, you were able perhaps to start writing, but straight away you went past number 2, and a lot of you went to number 3. What do you think number 3 is?
How?
How? How am I going to do this? And that's what kids don't do. Because when you were 10, you didn't think how you were going to be Superman, or how you were going to be a racing driver, or how you were going to be Jacques Cousteau, or you just said, well, that's what I'm going to do, that's what's going to happen. You just thought about that stuff, and then perhaps did some things towards it. But it's got to be done this way around. And I encourage you to, even if this is the only thing you take away from tonight, is to, when you're setting your goals and writing them down, is you do not think about how you're going to achieve something before you write it down. Because dreams are free. You can write anything down, can't you? You can think of loads of stuff and write it down. Nothing's stopping you. And then, second thing, is decide why you want it. Rather than going, oh, how, yeah. Imagine if George, my son, in November, had said, I want to go to this school, and then I'd come along and said, well, how much is it, George? And he told me, when he told me eventually, I fell over anyway, so it didn't really matter. But he told me how much this, if he said, and I said, yeah, don't know, are we gonna do that, George? It's too much money. So already, before